Hey guys, Ponce here, and today I just thought I'd talk a bit about a little trick I like to use when I'm playing ranked games, and a little kind of something to help improve my odds. Not the biggest thing in the world, but every little bit counts, I suppose. So what that is, to get to the point, is I like to keep a little notepad file on my second monitor. If you don't have a second monitor, I guess you could write it down and tape it to the wall or something, or something along those lines. But I keep a small notepad file containing very sort of short bullet points to remind myself to do certain things that I don't think I'm particularly good at, and I tend to forget when I'm playing a serious game. So I'm just going to put that on screen. This is just a pure example. This is what I use. It's not going to apply to everyone. So the actual points themselves, may or may not apply to you, and that's not actually the point of the video. But yeah, this is the thing I like to keep. It says now everything's backwards, so it's going to point things. But see, I got a bunch of little points right there like that. Now, in my specific case, I suppose I have a somewhat of a unique situation since I stream my games, almost all of them. Typically, when I'm streaming, I have much more of a kind of a casual, they're not the most serious games in the world, and they're more so about kind of pointing things out. They have an educational and entertainment bent to them. They're not like, try hard mode stuff most of the time. So when I go and do ranked games off stream, sometimes I do ranked on stream, but there's quite a difference in terms of my own personal gameplay when I'm doing ranked off stream. That's what I call, try hard time. And as a result of the fact that most of my games are a lot more casual, it sort of feeds off my already kind of lazy nature. And all the points here, or most of the points, kind of sort of relate to the fact that I need to stop being lazy. So again, there's a bit of a unique context in terms of how I'm playing ranked, because I haven't played very many. I'm really, again, lazy about it. I'm currently just sitting at, somewhere in gold 2, right out of placements. Again, I've done barely any ranked. And sort of the MMR, not to sound cocky about it, but basically my MMR is not really caught up to a point where I'm feeling any sort of realistic challenge when I'm playing at the top of my game. So basically, I think MMR-wise, it's putting me against, for the most part, low platinum opponents. And, again, I don't want to sound conceited, but I have to be truthful with myself here, that basically people in that range can't really beat me in lane. And where sort of faults can come up in terms of my own gameplay is when I get really lazy about things and I tunnel vision into doing very specific things. So, for example, map awareness and warding. Sometimes I can forget what's going on the rest of the map. Sometimes I get really lazy about warding, and I can get 3v1'd and I'll die and that kind of thing. So I'm not too bad about it. Much better when I'm off stream than I'm on stream. On stream I have kind of a joke that I just don't ward, and it's semi-intentional, semi-laziness, that kind of thing. But try hard more. I do need to remind myself, ward, pay attention to what's going on the rest of the map. Again, when I'm on stream, I don't really want to be typing stuff too often, so I don't do the whole keep flash timers and TP timers when I'm off stream and doing ranked. I'm getting pretty good about that, so I just kind of type it in to keep myself aware of what's going on. Directing the team, that's definitely something I rarely do on stream, because I'm more concerned about talking with chat. And that kind of thing. So I'm not too busy talking with my team. Whereas if I'm off stream and actually playing with my team, I'm really sort of vocal. And it's not just saying, oh, hey guys, do this. We're gonna do this next. Hey, this is the perfect time to Baron. We need to take this tower now. Not just that kind of stuff, but also being very positive and encouraging. So hey, good kill, guys. And when I do note good plays, I'll actually, it's not just me being, cynical and manipulative. If I see a good play, I'll legitimately be sitting and go, yeah, it was pretty good, and then I'll vocalize that in chat. Sort of positive reinforcement, I suppose. Risk versus reward. This is a particularly big one, because, again, since I'm typically get quite a big lead early on, just from the laning phase, I start to do really silly things sometimes. It's just like, hey, I'm 10-2. I can do whatever the hell I want. Let's dive them, 3v1 under tower, and then, I die. And then since I'm such a big portion of the gold on my team, they get dragon off it, stuff like that. It's not... Usually it's not going to cost us a game or something, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. Roaming for other lanes, that's another one. When I have nothing, basically when I beat the crap out of top lane, start to actually roam and help other lanes, because if other lanes are getting the crap beaten out of them and I'm doing really well, I can't really complain too much, if they just stay low and we join up for the team fight phase and I'm the only one winning. It's, it's a team game, so I do need to keep in mind that if I just ignore everyone else and do well myself, what's the point? I mean, sometimes it blows up in my face and it doesn't go well, and it's like, well, I got put behind too. But if I'd left the situation alone, we would have lost anyway, most likely. So that's the kind of thing. Baron and Dragon timers. That's another really basic one. If we don't get it and don't see the timer, you can still type these things in chat and say, yeah, it'll be up in 6 minutes, that kind of thing, and keep a timer. So you'll have the exact timer of and hopefully get the next Dragon, Baron, whatever. Bans, this is a less important one. I mean, I don't personally care what's banned at all, generally speaking. Not at the current elo I'm at anyway. So basically, what I care more so, but this is slightly outdated, and I haven't really bothered updating it too much, but I more so care about what things can snowball in other lanes and result in me being able to not deal with them later. For example, a snowballing LeBlanc is very, very hard to deal with. Since I play a lot of Jarvan, for example, I kind of jump into one spot, unless I'm predicting really well. She's just like so mobile, I can't really pin down and do my whole insta-kill combo thing. Kallista's another really annoying one. Once Kallistas are snowballing, they're just a nightmare to deal with. Vi's snowball pretty easy because they have a point and click ult, and they just kind of shut one person down, and then they can kind of snowball lanes pretty hard. Now this is the maybe category you see at the end. I don't like facing Rivens and Renekton's, simply because, well, Riven is sort of an even skill matchup kind of thing, and if I screw up, Riven really hard outscales Jarvan. So it's in that sense, it's something to consider. I don't really mind too much. Like Riven specifically, I don't typically ban, but I just wrote that down for the sake of writing it down, I suppose. Renekton is probably something for top lane specifically. If I have to, something I would consider banning, because if anyone is even remotely close to you in terms of skill, Renekton really beats Jarvan. It's just hard to beat. Now the reason I don't really mind banning is because you don't see too many really good Renektons. At least right now. And there is a way of outscaling it in the sense that if you go even, Renekton isn't all that good. Jarvan isn't all that good either unless he's snowballing, but Renekton is worse. The problem with that is, I put so much, I guess, value in myself and how well I need to do. And basically, if you want to be consistently carrying games, you need to, or consistently winning games. The idea is you need to be consistently carrying. If I'm just going even with my lane, which Renekton does very easily, I don't. That's really bad. I mean, sometimes you can rely on your team, obviously. Like the rest of your team doing well is going to happen, but I don't want to gamble on that essentially. And Renekton's a very sort of easy tie the lane at the very least kind of champion in terms of what I do. Anyway, I spent way too much time, I guess, on like my specific thing, but again, I suppose it sort of highlights my thinking process as to why these points right here are relevant to me, and then maybe you can think about, well, in my very specific context, what sort of points do I need to consider? What am I weak at? What are the lesser points in my game, I suppose. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully someone found this useful or something. Let's get rid of this guy now. So yeah, see you guys around, and probably have to stream for a bit or something.